All right, are we live? Lord, I hope so. All right. So right now I'm going to just not quickly, address the stock market route, because it's serious. Look at that Fulbright. Lord have mercy for people with large format displays. Holy God. So that's a really big number. That number really equates to $2.2 trillion being taken out of the Dow Jones index within a day. And it's sold off 4,000 points in 2 days. So that's the equivalent of $4 trillion. It's a very big number. And it might go lower. We might actually push 20%. However, any honest economist has been saying for literally years that the economy is overvalued. For literally years. And I knew it was going to be this bad. Oh yeah. And it'll get worse. And a big part of that has nothing really to do with the president. A big part of it, because it was going to happen anyway. And it's better to take this haircut now. Oh man, do I pinky promise. And that's going to be slim consolation to myself and everybody else that it gets hard. But it will be devastating later. It'd be devastating later. China retaliates, Vietnam. Yeah, I don't know what China's retaliation is. It's very difficult to get real news right now. Signs a press release. So listen, if you're holding on to a lot of equities, and I'm not going to, if you tune into me and you expect like hand holding in the economic space, that's not going to happen. One, because I don't really think that I'm super great at doing it. And two, there's just so much space to cover in the world of financial literacy that if you don't know even the phraseology of someone saying, if you hold a lot of equities, that go pick up some econ books, go watch some more different YouTube videos. So people that have said, anybody that's holding on to a lot of equities is in a lot of trouble. And this has been the drumbeat for like 24 months. Now, a lot of people have not been paying attention to that, but the Fed has suggested that they're going to do a tremendous wind down. Everybody has said this in finance speak. So this doesn't come as a surprise to me. And when I actually went and checked which equities were really hammered, it's interesting. So here's a great example. So we're gonna check the stock price of U.S. Steel. It only lost 89 cents on the dollar, which is down 2.32%, but that's less than. That's a little more like it moved with the market, but it didn't move in any way the same way. Intel, which has been a seriously depressed stock, in a lot of trouble. Okay, it's now below $20 a share. Again, it's not great movement, but how much lower can some of this stuff get? Let's see. What will be? I forget what Ford is. Yeah, Ford is Ford. Ford was up 1.47%. IBM was only down. It was down less than 0.25%. Google down a little bit, down 0.65%. Apple almost down a full percent, but like that's not. So this number is really not good, but it's very deceptive. And if you really think about what's going on, I can tell you where this number primarily has come from. This is the rest of the world having a giant hissy fit, selling American equities. I mean, look at the volatility index. I mean, that's just astronomical. Now, the route is going to continue, for sure. But eventually, and it might even get scary. Like, you might even see it down like 18%. And it's like, oh my God, what's going on? And it's like, well, people have been warning for a long time. Like, listen, this bubble's got to get popped. And the whole world has been running so high on sovereign debt. China has been huge. They need money. China needs money right now to help try and they've been piecemeal trying to do what America did basically all at once in 2008. And the reason why America did it all at once in 2008 is we had a really good understanding of how bad that situation was going to devolve. The real question that I have about the market route is, who was relying on it not happening? What were those bets? And how covariantly coupled are those bets with other bets? And that's what this is. It's a matrix of different probabilities that it's a parametric matrix of different probabilities. And so modeling the market is difficult, but also conceptually simple. Conceptually simple. The minute we begin to examine it more and more, it gets harder and harder and harder because it's composed of so many probabilistic, irrationally acting nodes. And so, because not everybody's a rational financial agent, like they don't always make the right choice, right? So, or sometimes we make choices in our best interest, against our best interest. So, what happened? What's happened? Look how bright this is. Look how bright I am now. Do you see me? All right, but let's look at BlackRock. I'm sure. BLK, yeah, dude. Okay. So for the people that unchanged, that's hilarious. It did. The needle didn't move. So, who makes? Right. 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 So there's certain components of American industry. Yeah, DD. That are not. The needle didn't really move a lot. Ooh, that's a good one. Is Dunkin' Donuts traded? Dunkin' Brands Group. What's this ticker? DNKN. All right. This is going to be a business that's really susceptible to tariffs. No. Yeah. No. What? Oh, it's on the DAC. We'll see. Pull up my cheap little terminal here. I don't have my stuff plugged in, so I'm not gonna log in front of you guys. Yeah, sure. Will these guys give it to us? Huh. Maybe that's not up to date. That's 2020. What the fuck? Yeah, no script warning. What's going on here? Bye. No, there we go. That's what it is. Okay, so they're no longer publicly traded. Oh, that's what happened. All right, so they walked off the deck. They'd be a great barometer because they'd be susceptible to the price of petroleum and the price of tariffs and imports on coffee, which would be a great commodity to examine. So, and they'd just be a really great composite of that. What about God, I'm so tired. I'm about to sign off in literally 3 minutes. Goldman. Okay. But that makes sense. You know, they're going to hold a lot of equities. So this number is just confusing. Like, yes, there's going to be a sell-off, and other countries, other international investors, I would expect for a while, where for years America was a flight to safety. So now, in order to offset the effects of these tariffs, they've decided to sell American equities, which is perfectly sensible, in my opinion. But this is just going to be kind of what happens. And if you think that it was going to be different under Kamala, it would be worse. You would see a different kind of stock market crash. Likely, speculation in the real estate sector would continue to go unabated, and things would be very. Yeah, it's so much noise. All right, so now to lace all this up, what's really happening? The world is spinning hemispherically. Again, we move toward a multipolar world, as other nations have put it. It's just an inevitability. They reach arsenal parity. They begin to flex their economic muscle. Climate change in 2070 makes Russia a serious player in the rare earth and petroleum game. Everybody's addicted to cheap Russian gas, like it or not. You'll continue to likely see a sell-off, potentially pushing a full 10+%. I would not expect it to go higher than a 20% sell-off, although that's possible. 22, maybe 23% sell-off, which would just really scare everybody. Scares me, but it would have to happen. It's gonna happen, you know. So if that makes any sense to anybody. What am I bracing for? I'm bracing for a lot of retaliation. I'm bracing for higher gas. I'm bracing for more expensive goods in certain capacities. I also am going to take the tariffs are likely going to be taken by adversarial nations as excuse to further demonize the United States and crank up their internal propaganda and external rhetoric as the world moves more and more towards decoupling and competing over economic inputs. If you have a appropriate economic vocabulary, that last phrase should keep you up. But to really make it simple, we're going to go to war and we're going to fight over the same fucking things we've always fought over. And right now, most of those things are in the South China Sea and in the Arctic and in the Atacama and other places here and yon. And the President of the United States is correct that the United States should focus on developing domestic support for rare earth minerals and this, that, the other, bare minimum for the purposes of comfort and national defense, if not profit. What does this new reality to us look like? hold on to all your electronics. Hold on to all of them. If they work, cherish them. The era of the cheap chip is going to rapidly come to an end over the next 9 months. If you're building a computer, buying a console, you want to get a Christmas present for a console, buy that now. Buy it now. Pay for the pain now. You may not be able to afford to later. Everything. And this isn't all just the President of the United States. Pay attention to China. Have a good evening.